Hi everyone, so I'm going to be very short because I know that Ginny is a timekeeper here, so I have 5 minutes to explain why the doctoral school is such a pride for us at GEM. So I have four main reasons. I guess that there are many other ones, but I just had these four ideas coming here to the ceremony. So the first one is I would like to underline that all these doctoral students, they work on cutting-edge topics, and they bring a lot of intelligence to our faculty. So we're very, very proud of that program because we know that thanks to our students, we are able to discover new topics, new methods, new ideas that bring a lot of freshness to the faculty. So you know that regularly GEM is ranked as one of the top 5 faculty in France for research. According to the Shanghai ranking, we are at that place. So it's also thanks to our vivid doctoral course. So it's really for us it's the first matter of pride. Thanks to all our graduates, now we have such a big network all over the world, and we know that it's a way to spread GEM and the GEM, let us say, spirit of research everywhere. And many former students, they kept a link with GEM, and for us it's a way to still continue to work with many scholars all over the world, and for that as well, it's a big matter of pride. And I think the last reason, I would like to underline something that is, I think, in my mind, very important. You know that we live in a world where more and more knowledge will be created and diffused by artificial intelligence. And being able to have very well-trained doctorates, we believe that it's a reason to have some hope in the future, because we know that when we are well-trained, and you know that the training at GEM is rock solid, and you are all trained in very good methods. You know how to distinguish truth from fake news. And we believe that these networks of doctors all over the world in the future also will be, let us say, a guarantee that we still are able to develop and build real knowledge that will be helpful for everyone in the future. So thank you very much, and let's enjoy this ceremony.
Today, I am Federico Pini. I'm Dean of Faculty Pedagogy and Research here at school. So it's just such a pleasure to be here with you today, seeing all these very well-known faces, and some of them much older than before, because after 4 or 5 years of PhD, people change. Actually, probably they're a bit reduced because of the PhD. So I just want to thank you, all the people that work to make the PhD program, the MBA program, the doctoral school, such a successful endeavor of GEM. We are extremely proud of our doctoral education, because we are proud of being just one of the best institutions for higher education in this country and in Europe. Is this for this reason that I want to share just one simple thought. Here in this room, you have two sides of the same coin. We have the side of theory, the side of science, the side of practice bridged together. It's only in that way that we can seriously think about impacting the society. If GEM wants to be different, if we want you to be different, if we want to leave in you something different, we owe ourselves the duty to put our effort in making our research, our actions relevant for our society, for the people around us, for our businesses. The topic you covered during your research, the energy that you put into it, the way even your business practice changed because the very way you look differently at the problem have become now tools for making this work different. And let me just cite an Italian economist, called Carlo Cattaneo. He used to say that there is no work, there is no capital, there is no innovation without the sparkle of intelligence. And the intelligence is the act that we are capable to do once we put all our efforts in understanding a problem, in making it an action, and finally realize what was just a dream. We made them true. All your program, all your effort have been dream became true. And so we are just so proud to see you here today celebrating with a ceremony this achievement of dreams coming true. And this is just my simple words to wish you a brilliant and bright future made of dreams. Thank you.
Thank you. Today is a day of talents. Talents in advancing knowledge, talents among leading faculty, and talents that are perhaps hidden among our students. With that, we'd like to take a musical interlude and with our Gen PG students, Salome Ventura.
First, with my wisdom, I'm too tired to try.
We'll just take a moment. That was beautiful. So we all have hidden talents. In fact, we need those hidden talents to help us meet the challenges that life throws at us. The PhD is a major challenge. The upcoming students have had to identify a gap in the body of knowledge for their field. We are proud of our PhD students who go on to work in leading business schools around the world, advancing knowledge. And during this endeavor, we also benefit from the leadership of our academics. Here is Director Carolina Verle to introduce our PhD graduates.
Dear PhD graduates, dear DBA graduates, families and guests, I'm extremely happy to be here with you for this graduation day. The day we celebrate your achievement of obtaining a PhD degree in business administration at Grenoble École de Management. As former PhD program director between 2019 and 2023, I had a chance to meet you as PhD students, as research assistants, as academics, and most importantly, as individuals. This day is also very important for Grenoble École de Management, because the PhD program created 14 years ago in 2009 is a marker of our strong commitment to be a research-oriented school. At that time, the GEM decided to build a high-quality, highly selective and small PhD program fully in English, following a North American model with 2 years of classes plus 2 to 3 years of dissertation work. This was and still is a strong financial commitment of GEM, done with the objective to reinforce our research positioning and also to provide a very important contribution to form the future generation of academics in business administration. It was an innovative decision then, but the results are now visible and outstanding, and I can see some of them in this room. The GEM PhD program has formed until today 42 alumni that have been hired by prestigious business schools in different countries around the world and in France. Furthermore, PhD students on alumni publications represent 10% of all the scientific productivity made by GEM, showing this important contribution of this program to research. But today is the day to celebrate your journey through this program. And you know that the PhD journey is a long one. Most of you spent 4 to 5 years to complete this degree, and it was challenging. Over 300 hours of PhD courses, approximately 2,000 hours of research and pedagogical assistantship for most of you, including teaching. You wrote at least 3 scientific articles designed for publication at the highest level of your business discipline. And you survived the review process of all these papers with double reviews from experts in your area that were sometimes harsh, but helped move these manuscripts to the next level. All these experiences were designed to provide you with a strong training on how to conduct rigorous business research. During these years, you were also a part of a cohesive group of GEM PhD students, and you helped each other and shared your struggles through the program. And you were also a very important part of the GEM community. You worked with multiple faculty members doing tasks that were sometimes boring, such as marking exams or sitting in the experimental labs to run studies, but also stimulating, such as collaborations to become co-authors in interesting research projects. I know that these PhD years were hard, but I am convinced that they were also very rich, and that you will cherish these memories once you look back to this time in Grenoble. I hope you have enjoyed the process and the feelings of accomplishment that come with the achievement of such a big challenge. Each one of you left your individual mark at GEM, and I am very proud of you, and we already miss you. I hope you keep enjoying doing research as much as we enjoy having you as a PhD student at GEM. Congratulations. I'll now call Rose Button. Dr. Button. Rose was a stellar student that entered GEM with a big smile and kept the smile up for 3 years until she left. And I know that the things were not always easy for her through this time. But Rose, not only did her PhD students always with this beautiful smile, but she also managed to finish her PhD degree in 3 years only, fulfilling all requirements and walking out of GEM with an assistant professor position at NOMA and papers in advisory submit in top journals. Rose, you rock. Although we were extremely proud to see you finish your PhD and accomplish your goals so fast, we were also sad to see you leave GEM at this fast speed. Come get your diploma. Congratulations.
Excellent. So thank you all so much. I want to thank most especially my supervisor, Corinne, sitting right there. She was not just a supervisor, she was a friend to me. She gave me the space to be the researcher I am today. So thank you. Thank you for my friends Senda, Lydia, Prince, Lisa that are here today, and all the other ones that are not here today. They were the community that kept me going. Thank you all so much.
I would now like to call Dr. Prince Ogugo. I have not followed the whole journey of Prince as a PhD student, but I had the chance to accompany his final years in the program. During his time at GEM, he participated in numerous projects, including an academic visit in India. Prince managed to publish in a top journal already in the beginning of his PhD, showing his impressive capacity as an academic. He finished his PhD having secured a research position at the World Intellectual Property Organization in Switzerland and leaving very good memories among faculty at JAM as a skilled academic. Congratulations, Prince. Bob? You can say a couple.
Okay, it feels really good to be back here to see so many familiar faces. Thank you so much to the best supervisor ever. I feel like a lot of us are going to be thanking you today. Corinne, thank you so much. Thank you to my other supervisor, Isabel, who is not here. Thank you to all my friends, my support network, Sandra, Vidya, Rose, and Co. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you.
And I would like to call Dr. Sandra Vilkuja. Sandra entered JAM to do a research project and not necessarily to follow our PhD program, since she was preparing a doctorate in the university. But she really wanted to learn more. So she decided to follow all the PhD courses and requirements, and she graduated. And all this while being a dedicated mom with 3 small kids at home. And I know how challenging it can be to juggle between these 2 full-time jobs. Sandra left JAM with a position in Montpellier Business School. And I'm sure that your persistence and strength of character will make you achieve great things as an academic. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm so proud that I did my PhD at Grenoble École de Management. I'm very lucky to have Professor Corinne Genet, my supervisor, who pushed me always and that pushed me to be a better copy of myself and my friends of the PhD. GEM offered to us a great environment where we can really improve ourselves at many levels, being a good academic. I'm so proud of that. Of course, my dear and beloved husband who always supported me. Thank you, Mustafa.
Now I'd like to call Dr. Vidya Origanti. Vidya joined JAM to do her PhD through a funded project. I remember that she joined the program in January and had to catch up all the remaining courses in that year. What a challenge. Vidya was a dedicated PhD student that has always been a point of support for her peers and also for me as a starting PhD program director. Thanks, Vidya, for all your support to all of us. It made a difference in our PhD journey. Vidya left JAM with a position at the Norwegian School of Economics in Norway and is doing great as an academic. Congratulations. That's it.
Everyone, I would like to first thank JEM for giving us this opportunity, not just to do our PhD here. I feel fortunate to have done my PhD at JEM, but also to organize this thing so we are celebrating with our friends together. My supervisor, Isabel, she is traveling and perhaps enjoying South Korea at this time as we speak. They say you find your people and your projects in PhD, and I managed to do both. Most of my closest friends are sitting in this room today, and now my friend in her family, Simone, is here. Merci à vous, Simone. Lastly, congratulations to all the other graduates. Thank you.
I will call virtually Dr. Genevieve Shanahan to, can you put your camera on, Jen? Good to see you. So Jen has always been one of these living forces of our PhD program. Always helpful, nice, and proactive. She contributed with so many researchers at JAM, and everyone loved working with her. Jen was also a strong support for her PhD colleagues and helped them go through the final chapters of their dissertations in writing sessions until late in the library. But Jen was not only a nice PhD student to have around, she was also talented and productive. She finished her PhD with revise and resubmit invitations in 2 top journals in her field, organization studies and human relations, and with a position at the University of Cardiff in the UK. Congratulations, Jen. I wish you were here, but you can see.
Thank you so much, Carolina. That's super. Really, really glad to be here with you virtually. Thank you so much to Ginny and Heather for making it possible to be here online. And yeah, I miss you all in Grenoble. My time in GEM has been really pivotal in my life. It was wonderful to see Thibaut there earlier. Obviously, I need to say thank you to him and to Stefan in particular for supervising my dissertation, to Mark Smith for bringing me into GEM originally all those years ago. Wonderful to see you all. Thank you so much. Merci.
Thanks, Jan. I will now introduce you to the actual PhD program director. He's doing a great job. So please welcome Barthélémy Solet.
So a lot of very talented people. I'm very proud to take over from Carolina, and I'll be very short. Just one a picture of me with the robe for my daughters. They will very much laugh about it. I just have 3 messages. So my first message is to the graduates. I hope you will, now that you embark in a new life, now that we are colleagues, I hope you will keep GEM in your heart and keep in touch with your alma mater, and someday you will be called for a reviewing. Most of you, I'm sure you will keep on collaborating with Prof from GEM. Now you are our ambassadors, and you are also the proof that our program is a great program. So this was my first message. My second message is for Carolina, to give her credit for the amazing job she's done over the last years, which makes my life much easier than it could be. So thank you very much, Carolina. I started on February 1st, so I didn't have a chance to make mistakes yet by then, it's too early. But I've seen how successful the program is, how good it is, and I'm very impressed sincerely by our graduates. And my last message is to Rose, because Rose, you are now the star student today. And here's why. So you're going to come here to make a little speech. So I think, I don't know you so much, but I know enough to understand that you really embody what we expect from a student. And first, because of the smile Carolina talked about, I think you left a mark here of someone very committed, very positive. So it's always good to have people like that around. The second reason is also, I think, your research identity also embodies the kind of topics that GEM wants to be good at. I know you have worked on equality and poverty reduction, so it's really a perfect fit for what we expect. So now I will call you for your speech. Thanks.
Congratulations. I would like to say congratulations to the PhD graduates here present, both in person and online, their spouses, partners, families, and friends. You worked very hard, demonstrated rigor and excellence in doing research, and today you can proudly say you have earned your PhD from GEM, one of the very best business schools in France. Bravo. I would also like to congratulate the supervisors and other professors who provided exceptional education and support throughout the program as we developed our research capabilities. Today, we are affiliated to great schools and research centers around the world: Norwegian School of Economics, Montpellier Business School, Neoma Business School, Cardiff Business School, the World International Property Organization. I stand here today as an attestation of the excellence of the PhD program. Here at GEM, we all started the PhD because we were curious. And as Zora Neale, a famous activist and writer, said, research is formalized curiosity. Poking and prying with a purpose. As researchers, we seek data to develop structured knowledge to address our curiosities. Some of us employ statistical methods. Others use qualitative approaches. One thing we all have in common is the primacy of rigor to draw conclusions based only on sound evidences. This is one of the distinguishing skills we have acquired from the PhD program. Not only are we able to identify the right methodology towards addressing our curiosities, but to also implement it in a robust and structured way. The strong empirical orientation that we have learned, will definitely serve us throughout our careers. The ability to convert curiosity into sound analytical data and make sound inferences are skills our world desperately needs. Whether it is contemplating solutions to climate change, poverty reduction, social injustices, making sustainable innovation decisions, the world needs people like us to care enough to poke and pry until we find the solutions, no matter how small. In our everyday, we are bombarded by fake news and alternative facts. We can be the counterpoise to these trends. We have the duty to teach our students to judiciously identify what is factual, backed by clear and justifiable evidences. Our training here at GEM has definitely given us the knowledge and the skills to do this and hence contribute to society. Our society needs us to do work that creates impact and make a difference. As my supervisor used to ask me in my first year after each presentation of my research idea for the PhD, and so what? I encourage you today to do the same for every project you undertake. Do projects that you find important and interesting. By doing projects you find interesting and important, you will be able to convince anyone of its value. And quite frankly, that will be the motivation you need to stay in on your projects till the final publication. Finally, I would like to talk to you about community. I would say this is my greatest attraction to the PhD program here at GEM. The atmosphere on campus was always jovial, with professors willing to chat and extend support to PhDs. From corridor meetings to coffees in the downstairs cafeterias and to happy hours on Friday evenings, we always had the opportunity to talk and exchange ideas with professors and colleagues. These exchanges beyond our supervisors has formed our community base, opening up our networks and our research interests. I can truly appreciate this about GEM after joining another campus and talking to other young professors about their PhD experiences. As researchers, we cannot be lone wolves. We grow by building and contributing to communities of knowledge. I implore each and every one of us present here today to draw on this spirit of conviviality learned in the program to enlarge our communities in our new institutions and in conferences. In closing, I would like to acknowledge the Doctoral School and their efforts in improving and safeguarding PhD students. Throughout my time here, the school has been through many ups and downs, but our position and interests were never threatened thanks to the Doctoral School. I want to particularly acknowledge and express my thanks to Professor Carolina Welle for the incredible job she did with the program, and to do the incredible job as PhD coordinator throughout the program when I was here. Definitely, she was my only coordinator. You have made significant improvements to the program, and I am very sure Professor Bart Cholet, who is taking over, the present coordinator, will gain even higher strides for the program. I also acknowledge and say thank you to all the professors present here today and those not present for effortlessly making us ready for a smooth transition into professorship by considering us as colleagues, not just PhD students. And finally, I want to thank also the administration for their continuous support of the program. See, so I leave you today with this final thought. What are the things you're curious about? Will it make an impact, and is it important? How do you plan to grow your community? And how do you plan to contribute significantly to this community? I wish us the very best for the future ahead. Congratulations once again to the graduates of 2020, 2021, and 2022. We did it.
Thank you, Rose. Our PhDs are a great source of pride. They are a shop window on our cutting-edge theoretical research. And a good business school is also about impact on business and society. The DBA provides that magic combination of relevance and rigor. It is a doctoral level degree with applied knowledge and outcomes. And GEM is one of a handful of accredited DBAs, a sign of quality and engagement in business and societal needs. And as with the PhD, the DBA requires guidance and leadership of a cadre of leading scholars. And with that, our DBA academic directors will share their experience and introduce our graduates.
Hello, everyone. I'm extremely happy and extremely proud to be standing in front of you today, not only as the academic director of the DBA France program, but also as a DBA alumna myself. So I'm extremely attached to this program, having experienced it as a student before, and now accompanying students through their journey as well. One thing I know for sure, as DBA graduates today, that we all, and I say we because I include myself, we all have three things in common. So the first thing is really a passion for lifelong learning. You don't come back to school after having had years of successful career and decide to come back to school and start long doctoral studies if you don't have a passion for learning. So that's the first thing. The second thing I believe we have in common is really hard work and perseverance. The DBA program being a part-time program, it means that it requires lots of sacrifices. Sacrificing your weekends, your holidays, your family time, your friends' time, all your different projects, passions, having ups and downs, frustrations, questioning yourself, but always going back to your research, working hard until you complete it. And you've all done that. And finally, the third thing I feel that we have in common is really the desire to make an impact. Whether this impact is at the level of your companies, your workplace, or your communities or society at large, I know you all have this desire to make an impact. And I'm sure you're already making impact around you. But what I would love to see in the coming years is how we can come together as a DBA community, DBA alumni, and support each other with our projects to make sure that collectively we can make a bigger impact. And while we do that, now it's time really to celebrate your journeys, celebrate your achievements. So I won't keep you waiting any longer. And I will start by calling Dr. Abdullah Al-Ajami. I know you personally all, so I'll let you say a few words about your journey.
Actually, if I want to summarize my doctoral study or studying the doctorate in ecological management, I want to mention that studying in such a school allowed me to gain the knowledge through the different practical and theoretical approaches or phases also, the most significant, I think, it educated me how to build up my philosophy as a doctoral research. So, profound gratitude to Grenoble École de Management. I'm forever indebted to Jim for allowing me to shape who I am and making this major twist or turn in my life. Also, I want to thank my mother, Mrs. Hadia Islamouli, for her prayers, for her believing in me since my childhood. Also, I want to thank Dr. Dania Al-Kassim, my wife, my dear wife. Thank you, Dania, for your patience and endurance. Also for my twinkling stars, Sidra and Maya. Thank you. Thank you for all.
Okay, next we have Dr. Ahmed Swedi.
Thank you very much, and congratulations as well for everyone here. I'm very happy to reach to the end of the journey as a doctorate, and it was very hard for me to achieve and to accomplish this big achievement. I would like also to thank my professor Ivan, but it seems he's not here, so maybe you can deliver the message to him. And thank you very much.
Next, I'd like to call Dr. Layal Kallash.
Hello, everyone. Well, I didn't prepare a speech because I said I would improvise. Yesterday, when we arrived to Grenoble, I was so emotional because it was a long journey with lots of ups and downs, lots of bumps. It was so long, it was so stressful, but at the end, we as Rose said, we made it. I want to thank everybody in Grenoble who supported this journey. And especially my mother, who's with my little son outside, she's pushing him. My beloved husband, my older family, Dr. Esther Slailati, who was a friend and a supervisor. She buried with me all this sorrow that we went through this journey. And I'm so proud of this achievement. It was a long one. It was so difficult. But in this year, when I had my Viva and my defense, I got married, got my child, and got my PhD, my degree.
Okay, so next we have Dr. Marcus Kant.
All right. Bonjour, madame. Bonjour, monsieur. Just in case I just started learning French since this January, in case that I want to go another round of the DBA. Well, I joined the JAM in October 19, sorry, as a DBA candidate in the stage of 2. After finishing my first defense at the Maastricht School of Management in the Netherlands. Well, actually, I chose the JAM because of the public members who are well recognized with the research excellence in the academic community. And also, I chose the JAM because of its mission to be the lab for a better society, which not only covers the interest of the enterprises, but also enables the many different stakeholders to work together for the common goods. Finally, I chose the JAM because of the global networks of the alumni and students, where we can grow together, helping each other to nurture and prosper. However, I practice French. Ce n'est pas facile. You know what I mean? 3-year journey of DBA gave me heart attack, despondence, and despair, right? Yet it was a supervisor and reviewers that pushed me inch by inch to be a better researcher. And I'm so happy today to complete the DBA courses with this graduation. I hope to have an opportunity to contribute to GEM's success in the near future. I'll be an advocate, evangelist, a reviewer, and hopefully in the future lecturer for the GEM students to share industry knowledge as well as my research outcomes. Thank you, Professor Caroline and Vasily, for letting me in Grenoble. And thank you, Professor Isabel, Corinne, Fulvio from Norway, and Dima as my advisor, supervisor, and reviewers for your encouragement and advice. And without your support, I wouldn't be here today. Merci beaucoup.
Next, I'd like to call Dr. Phil Eyre. So Phil is also a colleague and we share an office. I'm glad to be handing you this.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Dima. Yes, I guess I could perhaps lay claim to being the oldest graduate from the DBA program. I haven't checked that out yet. This morning I was in my role as program director of the MBA in the Palais des Sports, and this afternoon I've transformed into a DBA graduate. I'd just like to explain, perhaps you may be asking, why somebody approaching the age of retirement would embark on the DBA journey. Well, this began in 2013 for personal as well as academic reasons. I signed on to a Master by Research program at Manchester Metropolitan University. I had family there that I wanted to visit regularly, and I was lucky to be tutored and taught by a very talented program director there of the DBA program, Dr. Tony Hines. And I guess the reason that I embarked on that journey in 2013 was that I joined the team here, both as faculty member and as MBA program director in 2007. And of course, I was in I won't call it the ivory tower, the GEM tower, surrounded by busy research academics, colleagues, who seemed in some mysterious way to be getting a lot of pleasure out of this process. Having gone through it, I'm now looking at the challenges of research and publication of research. I'm still, I guess there must be some pleasurable activity, but it's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work. And as you said earlier, the earlier speaker, PhD, mentioned the need for curiosity, and that's certainly in my case. Since 2007, for 6-7 years, I've been teaching international business, and often there were subjects that came up, such as foreign direct investment, FDI, foreign direct investment, and we had brief conversations in class that were never really conclusive, and there were questions left hanging in the air. And it seemed to me a fascinating subject, the question of how governments manage the governance aspect of these foreign multinationals that are allowed to simply walk in and set up in the host country. And so I set off to research into the governance in France of inward foreign direct investment. And the conclusion that we came to in the end was that they don't really manage it very well. They just they like to see the money coming in and the jobs being generated. So, but of course, in other countries such as the US, there are lots of issues around technology, and companies like Huawei are not very welcome. So I'm very glad to have been able to get to the end of this journey. But but now in terms of publications, I'm realizing that there's, doing a DBA is nothing by comparison to if you're targeting a top level journal, as my fellow colleagues, many of you will know Dr. Michel Mieli. There's another colleague that I'm co-writing with, Dr. David Grover. And their yes, that and their targets are, as high as you want to take them. Aim for the impossible. Why not? So that's where we are. But I'd like to thank all the members of the DVA team, everybody involved, Vasily and others, and it's still a continuing endeavor, but I'm going to get published. I know that I'm going to get published at some point. So thank you, everybody.
Okay. Next we have Dr. Isabelle Menestier.
En français, vous pouvez parler en français, pas de souci. Bonjour à tous. Je m'exprimerai en français parce que le langage est toujours mon périmètre. Et si donc j'ai été autorisée à rédiger la thèse en français parce que si j'avais pu le faire en anglais, je serais encore au moins pour une bonne dizaine d'années. Donc ça m'a épargné un petit peu de temps. Merci à tous ceux qui m'ont permis d'accéder à ce magnifique parcours. On en sort enrichi à plusieurs niveaux. Et puis je voudrais avoir une pensée émue pour Stéphane Momont qui nous a quittés l'année dernière. Remercie Vassili qui a su me pousser dans mes retranchements pour arriver à me faire douter, à me faire questionner, parfois désespérer, mais toujours rebondir. Voilà, merci Vassili. C'était un accompagnement que j'ai beaucoup apprécié au moment difficile. Et puis merci à tous ceux de la promotion qui ont permis d'avancer ensemble dans un matière parfois tout le monde un petit peu. On se ressource aussi avec nos collègues dans ce moment-là. C'est vrai que le temps d'un DBA, c'est un temps qui demande beaucoup de sacrifices, non seulement nous, dans le temps de travail, à nos familles, aux enfants, à tous ceux qui nous entourent, beaucoup de compréhension. Et, merci à tous ceux qui nous permettent d'accéder à ce DBA.
Okay, so next I would like to call my colleague Jeff.
Thank you, Dina. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff Yan. I'm professor in innovation management. I serve as the program director, managing a variety of programs since 2006. Today, I'm very happy and proud to stand here, not because I'm the oldest program director, but more because I will present 6 brilliant doctoral graduates. They are from 5 different programs across the year from 2013 intake to 2018 intake. And some of them spent 3-4 years. Some of them spent 6-7 years, even longer. I just heard Dr. Kong said he spent only 3 years. Actually, this is probably one of the shortest record. But we do have a longest record up to 11 years. Yeah, so you can see that this long duration, on the one hand, it reflects how difficult it is for you to manage the doctoral study, manage your life, your career, your family, all of this simultaneously. For everybody, this is very challenging and not easy. On the other hand, I can say that our students, this long period, reflect our students' spirit of strong determination, fully engagement, and the spirit of never giving up. This is very important for doctoral study. And it's difficult, it's challenging, but you made it. This is great achievement in your life. So from now, probably you move into the next chapter of your life. end of your career. Your knowledge, your skills, your passion, and your doctorate degree definitely will contribute positively to this world. I think this world needs us, need our knowledge, need our creativity, and more important, need our hard working. And I'm very confident that everybody here we can see with the highest level of education, we engage ourselves in this world, we contribute, and we will make good things happen, and we will make difference. So I would like to congratulate again for everybody, every doctor graduate. Okay. Okay, I will call for the sixth graduate, Dr. Fatma Abdullah Suwadi. She was in the joint program 2015 intake, and her supervisor was Philip Dupuis, and her research topic was the cognitive effect on the diffusion of financial technology innovation, focus on the vital currency diffusion. I remember a few weeks ago, I shared your viva, and it was excellent. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and congratulations for this achievement. I'm so happy to reach the point that we have all reached today. It was a long journey for me to the extent that I did another certificate in between, but I'm very, very happy. And I wish you best of luck. I want to thank the university for the support, and I want to thank my supervisor, who's not here, Dr. Philip, for the support that he gave me and the fact that he believed in me. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I will to call John Stanwyck. Was in the excellent 2013 intake, and his supervisor was Professor Pablo Colado. His research topic was performance and risk characteristic of Shari compliant multi-asset optimized portfolio on comparative studies.
Thank you. All right. Dr. Phil. February 1957, where are you? I think I'm the oldest one here. 55. 24th of January 1955. Very good. I have three takeaways from my doctoral program. And I don't know if any of you had this experience, but I applied for the doctoral program and I was accepted. I opened a bottle of Saudi champagne and made a great moment. And 2 weeks later, I get a letter from the academic committee saying, "We withdraw your acceptance. We take it away." And I said, "What is this?" And they said, "Well, you've been a businessman for 40 years, and we think you lost the ability to think like an academic." And you know what? They were right. They were right. So I applied again, and I tried again, and finally I was let in, and I went on that big journey. We all know that journey. Finally graduated. Thank you, Dr. Vasily. Appreciate your very, very good support there. And then I wasn't finished, because what is doctoral research, a dissertation without publication? And so I just threw myself at it. Within a year, I got into the Journal of Asset Management, and I got my book published by Edward Elgar in the UK. And so I stood on top of this foundation of knowledge that me and my supervisors and my advisors built together so that the rest of the world, for all of history, can stand on that knowledge. And isn't that what this is all about? You remember what we learned early? Standing on the shoulders of giants. And now our shoulders are going to get stood on. The last takeaway, the third takeaway, and perhaps the most important, is, why do we do this? We had COVID. I got my doctorate in January 2020, and what happened the next month? We all got locked down. So I sat there and waiting, and a couple of years later,
word got out. I got a professor, just a visiting professor job at a university in Saudi Arabia where they love and admire doctorates and professors. So in Saudi Arabia, they call me Professor Dr. John. I get a title. And Professor Dr. John got a tidal wave of new business. I'm making more money and doing more action, I wish I was 20 years younger. I could do it. Anyway, thank you all very much. It was a real pleasure, real honor.
Okay, I would like to call Dr. Lai Ching Wei. Danny. Yes. He was studying in the PhD program 2013 group, and his supervisor was the Professor Rangnak Shanhong. His research topic was study on strategic change, exploring the link between knowledge, desire for change, and the ready for change. Oh, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Finally. Orientation program 2013.
2013, okay, nearly 9 years.
Why finally? Because 2013 to now, and I stopped 3 times. Actually, the last time when I spoke to Jeff, I told him, maybe I should give up. Because the process is once you stop, when you come back after 1 year, you do the same thing again. You have to go through all the courses again to refresh yourself. So it's like you do something, then you repeat again, then you do something and repeat again, and then you lose the will to fight on. And then he said, oh, you came so far. Why not you just push on? I pushed on and I did until my supervisor went retired. And when the set of staff here coming up to give your welcome speech and everything, I was thinking, I spent a long time in Jan because this set of staff is different from the set of staff. Anyway, first I'd like to thank everyone, especially the staff making this possible. While you got your DBA, just before COVID, I got it during the COVID. And I would say that one of my biggest achievements during COVID is because we cannot travel and we have to work from home. We have more time, suddenly more time to do our research. And also finally, if anyone want to do another research somehow for another program, my advice is don't try to do like what I did. I did a quant and a qual together, and that is nightmare. But anyway, thank you all, and I'm really, really honored to be here as a young graduate, and hopefully, like you say, a big shoulder. Yours is bigger than mine, and perhaps I could pass on my knowledge to the next generation. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to call Dr. Mu Ge Daniel. Yes. Studied in the Chongqing program from 2015, and I'm his supervisor. So his research topic was the structure and evolution of virtual learning community in the MOOC. In MOOC, actually, currently Daniel is making visiting here as a visiting researcher for 2 years, and we rewrite his doctor thesis and send it to one of the 4-star journal, and it's under review currently. So congratulations.
Very honored to be here in this ceremony. Actually, it's this journey to this DBA program and to this moment on this stage is a long journey for me. And I believe it's also the same for my cohort in China. Because in China, for our culture, education is of the utmost importance. And that's why many of my cohorts, even though they're in their career, many years after they have graduated from university, and even if they have success in their field, they are willing to devote tremendous effort to get her DBA degree. And they told me it's not only for themselves, it's also for their family. They believe it's a spiritual legacy for their family. That's more important than the material wealth. And I agree with it. I'm inspired by them. And many of my cohorts have already made a transform from successful managers to academics. And they are transforming their rich experience in industries to solid contribution to academics. And I hope one day I can also do the same. So I have to thank Jen, thank you, my professor, and thank my cohort for this moment. Thank you.
Okay, I like to call Svetlana Ashchepkova. Svetlana, she studied in the Geneva program 2014 intake, and her supervisor was Professor Michel Abouhi, and her research topic is its positive sentiment in corporate disclosure perceived as cheap talk, the case of joint venture announcement. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an overwhelming moment for me, and it's really difficult to squeeze like so many years into 2 minutes to express what I feel. Well, 3 messages here. So first, I would like to express my gratitude to my family first, who tolerated me through that time because it was a very difficult moment for them, for me in the second place maybe, and to my supervisor, Professor Michel Abouhi, who was so very supportive, so very wise, and not once but twice I thought, okay, no, I cannot do it. In this case, we can. Yes, we can, and so we did it together. And the second point is that what we did was, for me, as I look back, quite insightful because we did it on sort of governance/sustainability and also natural language processing. And now thinking about ChatGPT, just like it was a moment when basically which gave a push to my many endeavors in other things. So it was very insightful and helpful for my career. And and the third thing I would like to say today, and I cannot not say it, is like make research, not war, because it's very, very relevant for us today. So thank you so very much. I really feel privileged to be here today. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to call Dr. Mustafa Shahank. 2018 cohort. His supervisor was Professor Leslie Johnny, and Mustafa's research topic was how to derive a Sufi corporate leadership model based on universal spiritual quality and principle of Islam leadership.
Well, 2 minutes, Jenny, is quite a challenge. But then again, what this challenge is in comparison to after I have submitted my dissertation, 440 pages, the reviewer came and said, "We're very sorry, we have to truncate it by 100 pages." So, in a matter of 1 month and a half, I was able to truncate it, condensed it, took out 100 pages, and answered her 11 pages of comments. And this is truly an embodiment of what all of us have gone through: commitment, perseverance, and really push till the very end. And this reminds me, my dearest colleagues, of the following. But before I will first start by saying that Jen accepted this topic. And this is at the forefront of what we are talking about, merge between Sufism and leadership.
then this is something that has never been before done in the world. And I can safely say, until yesterday when I did literature review, nobody has done that before. And I had a supervisor who believed in me. Vasily de Tour is a wonderful man who has been standing next to me all the way through. Even after I have delivered 440 pages, he said, what I know of you is commitment. What I know of you is that you are a fighter. And I am a fighter because my mother, God bless her soul, taught me that since childhood. She told me, I have two things for you. When you get knocked down by life, stand up again. And when you fail, embrace failure. Entrepreneurs love failure. And this is exactly what I've done. I got bankrupt 3 times and I stood up again on my feet. And I got knocked down by my dissertation and I stood up again. And Jen has been a believer in this topic, and it is a true embodiment of their institution being a true disruptor. They are a disruptor organization. They are a disruptor institution because they have disrupted the world by accepting such a topic where secularism is something that we hear often about. But guess what? Spirituality is also something that we are hearing a lot about. So thank you very much for everybody. I would like to thank my son who came and he told me, Ismail, he told me, Father, you saw me graduate. Let me come and see you graduate. And I'm thank you for that, my son. My last point, if you allow me, my wife was going to be with me, but her mother fell seriously ill 2 days before coming. That's why he came in and barged in, left his wife, his kids. Yes, I'm a grandfather. I do belong to you guys. I'm 60 years this year. And she said to me, go. You have to make us proud. We want to see you in the robe. We want to see your smile. And yes, I am smiling. And yes, I'm caressing myself. Because guess what? 18 hours a day for 4 years, where I had the lousy character, where I did not sleep much. And yes, Vasily, you're right. Ramadan is truly tough when you are fasting and doing your work debate. And you know that in Saudi Arabia. It is really tough. So thank you very much, Rania, my beloved wife, for standing by my side. Thank you, all my company, my office director, for actually acting as my research assistant as well, on top of her duties. But really, with my son and my CEO, they've done a marvelous job in letting me do what I've always wanted to do this research. I was not going for the being called a doctor, because in Sufism, this detached, it takes out of me being called something. I am really nothing. I'm only in the path of the divine. This is what I am. So my mother told me that, and I went to her grave and I told her, Mommy, guess what? I've done what you've always wanted me to do. Thank you. Thank you for making me who I am. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everyone. Jeff, thank you very much for being the academic director. Okay. Vasily, thank you very much. And thank you very much, Jem, for a wonderful journey.
I'd like to invite Professor Mariella, the director of the US program. Yes, please.
Thank you. I was speculating that after all this, everything is already said. I have the privilege to fulfill this role of academic director of the US cohorts now since the beginning of this academic year. So I'm the novice here, and perhaps even to share my recent experience in that sense. I feel very much like the students. I feel the sense of comfort that I get from being welcomed in this school, where you sense the long-term experience, so 30 years of experience. You sense this in the quality of the seminars that I actually attend myself, to see, what perhaps as a student to go through this, and that is very valuable. I find very it gives a lot of inspiration. And what gives me most inspiration is actually you students. So we have at the moment 100 students on the journey, and all of them have their own very interesting, inspiring story to tell. I'm overwhelmed by all that, and I would like later today to hear yours as well. That's all I wanted to say, and I'm very happy that one person made it all over, came over from California to be here with us today. So I'm very happy to ask Helen Park to come. And it's a coincidence, we actually met 2 weeks ago in Los Angeles, where we were staging our seminar for the 22 cohort. And so I didn't realize 2 weeks ago that we would meet again so quickly. It's really amazing. We're going to hear more of you, and if I understand well, that's all. And you're our star student and speaker today, so very, very happy to give you very honored, symbolically give you the document. And
hello, everyone. I'm Helen Park, Dr. Helen Park. 2016 US cohort. And I believe I'm the only one here from my cohort. So I'm honored to represent my colleagues in cohort. Today, I have my supervisor, Dr. Amanda Petticoat-Harris. And without her support and encouragement, I would not be here. So I'm very grateful. And I also would like to recognize Tifan, who was US Program Students Coordinator, and you made my journey so smooth, so I really appreciate it. And I have a family back in Los Angeles, my husband and 2 supportive sons. And I have my mother and 2 sisters all the way from California and Berlin. Thank you very much.
And there will be people online. I'm very happy to see that Randall Zindler is there. And we can perhaps put up on his camera to, hello.
Hello.
Just to say that you've been working on exploring the competences needed for senior managers who transition into a non-for-profit leadership role. And Randall, please tell us more.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say thank you. And unfortunately, I couldn't be with you today at the celebration in Grenoble because I'm at another celebration. It's the 80th birthday sort of gathering celebration for my father-in-law. And so these moments to honor and reflect and celebrate are important. So I guess I'm fortunate I could be at both somehow. So thank you for that. I won't summarize or try to encapsulate all that my DBA experience was about and what I learned, but for just a few seconds, I think I'll draw from one of the findings from my research. And as I looked at leaders that transition from a commercial role over into leading a not-for-profit, and all with the energy and the passion to try to face some of the grand challenges in our world. One of the findings was that striving to make things better in their organization, not to be overtaken with pride or a desire for steaming ahead and reaching results without any regard for the people that would be following or be with them. But still wanting to make things better in the organization, those around them, and in the world. And if I can just draw on that and say, I think that that is probably something that we can all apply. Certainly that I can for myself, now having earned a DBA at Grenoble. And how will I then, I'm facing the question, how will I then use all that I've learned in my DBA experience to make things better and to face the grand challenges? And I'm about that in many ways, in the things that I'm doing in academia, and as well in advising companies in their journey. But I think we can all take that as maybe a challenge, a question that we might want to face, our own maybe research question at a personal level. How can I use my DBA experience to make things better? And with that, I'd like to just say thank you again. I found Professor Vaselli's words in the beginning of the program really appropriate when he mentioned the cycle of life and the journey that we're on. And so if you haven't read those, go to the front of the program and read those. And I thank you for that. We studied together in the century before this one that we're in now. And it's just so interesting to see how these the cycle of life and the journeys that we're on intersect, and we can carve our way into the road that lies ahead. So with that, I want to say thank you, and thank you for letting me be a part of your day. Thanks.
I see Jennifer Kaser, who is with us online. You can put on your camera. Who has worked on recruiting targeted underbanked entrepreneurs into microfinance programs. Jennifer.
Hello. Hello from California. It's an honor to be here today. I do have my son and my mother here to watch me virtually graduate. And it seems like a long time ago that I was in the room. I think we were in the 2023 or 2013 cohort, and I was in the room with Dr. John Sandwick, and I think Amir, Dr. Al-Rabi is also here. And it seemed like a long time ago, but yet a short time ago, but we had no idea of the journey in front of us, of what, externally could happen. And, some of that predictability had kind of gone out the window of where we thought we would be in like the next 6 years or so. But I'm very grateful that I could be part of the program. The program has taught me a lot. And I really appreciate the international viewpoint of the supervisors and the administration of GEM to lead me on a path that proved to be very, very beneficial, not only to me in my work, but also in my teaching. And it also helped me survive the pandemic. I had worked in studying microfinance institutions and, learned on, what was out there and how we were targeting the right people? Was the word getting out, which was a big problem before the pandemic, but the pandemic kind of opened that up. And I think we're on a journey that a lot more people know about microfinance in order to survive with a small business. So I was also able to survive as a small business through the pandemic because of some of my research. But mostly I wanted to thank my supervisors. And there's a kind of a new group that is leading the GEM, but Michelle and some of the people that helped us all along years ago, and mostly my supervisor, Lois Shelton, had helped me through some amazing challenges to finish this, but we did finish. And I have learned a lot. I've learned the research process. I have learned the writing standard. The writing standard has helped me get additional work because I know an academic writing standard better, how to present an argument, how to support it, and how to present it. And I'm very grateful that I chose this program. It has helped me immensely. It's been a long journey, but it's been a worthwhile journey. And I appreciate all those who have helped me get to today. And I thank all of you. Thank you.
Yes, so we have I'm going to ask Amanda and Helen to come on stage, and we're going to hear more about the journey of Helen. Hey.
So hello, I'm Dr. Amanda Patika Harris, and I'm completely unprepared to say anything, but I'm so happy and honored to be here with Helen today. What an amazing person, but also student. She has been absolutely unbelievable. Helen actually finished her DBA in 3 years. Hungry for conferences, hungry for research, continuing to do research on new projects. She's an absolute honor to know.
Thank you so much. 30 years ago, I had a strong desire to go back to school and earn my doctorate. So I interviewed with UCLA, which is my own alumni. And during the interview process, they told me that if you consider working, even part-time, you're not serious. So I folded my aspiration of becoming a doctor and put it aside. And about 2016, quite by accident, I came across GEM's DBA program on website. And when I read it, the first thing that caught my attention is that we value the industry experience that you bring. We value that professionals like you who can bridge the gap between theory and practice. So I thought, this is for me. So I applied. And I had a serious health problem, but in my hospital bed, I wrote my application and I managed to get it. So usually when I'm in a crowd like this, I'm usually the oldest student. And now that I see that I have a company, and when I embarked on doctoral journey, continuous learning, 2016, I started that journey with my 2 sons, Bryce, who was freshman in high school at the time, and Justin, who was freshman in university, and me, freshman at GEM. And 2020, we all graduated, drive-by, virtually, and virtual viva. And since then, we all had our mega graduation, and the last but not least, here I am today, in person, graduating. And there are many people who helped me to be where I am today. Obviously, Dr. Amanda Patika Harris, without her support and really pushing me and keep me on track, I'm schedule master, but she is more so than I am. And that really helped me to finish the program on time, on schedule, a little bit less. So thank you. Thank you very much. And in speaking about the standing on the shoulders of the giant, I certainly had that shoulders of the giant that I stood on. And during my early stage 1, the professors always said, find your right island. And in that island, find your right wall. And in that wall, find your right pebble that you are going to add and contribute to the scholarly world, academic world. And thank you for helping me to find that right pebble to add on to that right wall in that right island. So thank you very much. I briefly mentioned, and there are times that I really wanted to give up, especially in the beginning. And my two sons have encouraged me, and they told me, Mom, giving up is not an option. You continue on. So I did. So help of my family, my two sons, my loving and supportive husband, I'm here today. And my sister, Dr. Sophia Kim Chen, who's vigorously taking photos. She's a family photographer, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a beautiful image at the end. And my sister, Maria, she was not only my proofreader, but her own intellectual curiosity really questioned me to rethink and write clearly. So for that, I really, really thank you, Maria. And my mother, who when I started, so when I started this doctoral journey, she was 80 years old and still working as a pharmacist. And that inspired me. And if my mom can work at age 80, strong, working as a professional, I have at least 25 years ahead of me. So if I started, I'm gonna join and I'm going to finish. So I did. So thanks, Mom, for inspiring me in the first place. And my late dad, who planted seed in an 80-year-old girl's head that someday I can become a doctor. So many years later, in fact, more than 30, I am still with the same company, working as Chief Executive Officer. And I did do both, get my doctorate and work full-time. And it has also, DBA from GEM has also allowed me to start my academic career. I'm part of a teaching member at Stanford University Graduate School of Business. Whenever I say teach, I get a little bit squeamish because I learn from the students, and my continuous learning and self-reflection and making myself better increases with every quarter. So that really has been, GEM has really helped me to get that place. And I also lecture at R.B. Mudd College, School of Engineering, and certainly had made me better leader, better manager. So there's a saying in Korean, and Dr. Bang might know, something about the rainy day. And as I came up, I heard the raining outside. So there's a saying that on a special day when it rains, it means special blessing. Also, the rain makes the ground stronger. So all of us graduating today would have a lot of resilience and perseverance to go forward into our own academic career and or our professional career. And as I arrived with my family and checked into our Airbnb, right outside the window, we see a rainbow. I don't know if anybody saw that yesterday. And that's a special hope and promise for our bright future ahead. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much to all for coming, for attending online. Just a few closing words. I heard on a few occasions today that there are new faces, people you did not know before, so faces are changing at the doctoral school. It is very true. It is the first time for most of us, except two, Tiffen and Jeff. They've been on their roles for many years. They've gone through graduation ceremonies long before us. It's my second time, but first time in this capacity where I'm giving the serious speech, not the jokey ones. So Dima took over here instantly in March, so I can't remember if it's late February or early March 2020. Some of you knew I was struck by COVID-19 severely, and Dima on the spot took over, and she's done wonderfully. So it's the first time for her. Please come here, Dima. Likewise, as you've seen, those on the youth program, Thierry, after a long 2 terms, stepped out, and which is normal. I mean, we're not meant to stay here for decades on those roles. And Marielle took over. Marielle, if you will, thank you very much. Likewise, on the PhD program, we have rotations. After a term, a very good term, Carolina left, not exactly at the end of the term. She stayed a bit longer to help me understand how the PhD goes and train me. So she really trained me on the roles. If you will, please, because I'm really thankful to Carolina first, but also Dima for everything she did when I could not, and for Marielle taking over, terrorized by doing something where she thought she had no legitimacy, but I think you have more than legitimacy, as you showed. And of course, as there's a rotation, we've got also someone new on the PhD, and you were introduced to Bart. Bart, if you will, please join us. So Bart started about 2 months ago, just 2 months ago, but he's not new to the PhD. So he's a great continuation and extension of what Carolina did. But also, prior to Carolina, we had someone else you saw a few minutes ago, Amanda, if you will join us for a little while. And the best one's at the end. The longest term at the doctoral school. The memory, the academic memory of the doctoral school. The one saying, 20 years ago it was done this way, or no, if we do this way, we might be inconsistent with what happened that year. Jeff, if you would join us, please. Thank you very much. So here you see and Michelle Mieli is not with us, but she's still active with us, but here you see the current doctoral school team, academic team at the doctoral school, the active ones and the ones leaving and training their successors. So I would like you to applaud all of them. But, and it's not finished, a big thanks to another 3 people. And really this one's for the end. So today, I'm sure we'll have had a very good time, great time, very well organised before and today, and for those who are staying for the cocktail and dinner, and it's very well done. And I would like you to have a special thanks for Jenny, so if you will join me. Both have project managed this for the gala, so the graduation ceremony and the gala, and managing this is really not an easy task when you are in a school where you have to liaise and coordinate with many others, when you are a small program as compared to the PGE where they're graduating 1,000 students. And of course, when we're graduating 20-ish, 30-ish, it's difficult to compete and to be heard. And thanks to their hard work, we've been heard. We've got a room. We've got some facilities. We've got support, which would never have happened without their help, without their support. And lastly, someone nearly everybody of you has known on the DBA at some point, on the PhD at some other point, on the DBA again, is Tifeng. Without her, so here is the doctoral school. Just Michelle is in our thoughts today, but here is the doctoral school. I'd like you to thank everybody again, so it's really, really there. And just before we move on to the cocktail, Jenny has some things to share with you.
Well, thank you. What an amazing group of graduates. And thank you for your amazing testimonials, very touching testimonials today. And I assure you that the drive, motivation, and inspiration goes both ways. From those students advancing knowledge, pushing boundaries, we can see how GEM is a leading place for doctoral research in Europe and the world. We are a relatively large doctoral school with a research impact mission. But our real impact comes from our graduates. You are now joining 600 GEM DBA and PhD graduates. But more importantly, 600 doctoral graduates makes us one of the largest producers of doctorates in management in Europe. Dozens of DBA and PhD graduates from all over the world couldn't be here today, but they're in our thoughts, and they send wishes to all of you, and we will share their profiles in the slides after, and we're thinking of them today. We are proud of you, we count on you, and we encourage you to stay connected via social media, by continued collaborations. Together, we can have a huge impact, spreading rigorous and relevant knowledge for business and society. You have earned this. Enjoy it. Nobody can take this away from you, and you can make a real difference. So thank you. Now just a few instructions for this evening, or for the rest. We're going to take about 15 minutes or so to take photos. We welcome you to just take turns. We have 2 photographers here today. So take photos on the stage with your supervisors if they're here. Then afterwards, we will go downstairs for a cocktail. In the hall, we'll be joining many of our other master students and executive students. You'll notice downstairs that there's a photo booth. So feel free, if you want to leave your gowns on for the photo, you can. However, Tiffany would really like them back. So you can find, so look for Tiffany, make sure we get them back for all of the 600 future graduates coming through our doors. So yes, please enjoy yourselves, enjoy your cocktails, a chance to mingle, to network, take your photos. They'll give you a little ticket so you can download your photo after. At 7 o'clock, we'll meet at the Verre Soir restaurant and wine bar. It'll be sort of finger foods and a chance for us to continue sharing our experiences and collaborations. If you need any directions or assistance, we're all here to help you. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of our celebration.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we got a group photo. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's take a photo of us. Sorry, while we're here. So where we get all of us together.
Everybody. Students.
And the students. Okay, we'll get a few. So there.
Okay.
There's short people in front, I guess.
Okay.
I invite every graduate, let's come together to take a photo together. Yeah, let's move it.
Maybe somebody stronger.
Sure.
Start too hard.
How much? Okay.